Beat 'em ups have always been a great genre for co-op gaming. We already talked about the best modern beat 'em ups, so why don't we cover the retro beat 'em ups? I don't need to say anything else, let's just get into the video. Top 20 retro beat 'em ups with co-op. Golden Axe, a classic fantasy-themed beat 'em up, delivers an engaging gameplay experience rooted in the late 80s arcade era. Set in a medieval world filled with dragons, sorcerers, skeleton foes, players assume the roles of 3 distinct characters, each with their own unique strengths and abilities. Axe Battler provides a balanced approach between strength, speed, and magic. Tyrus Flare offers speed and spellcasting, while Gilius Thunderhead excels in strength but lacks magic prowess. The game features side-scrolling action as characters progress through a series of stages, slashing through waves of enemies. With a simple yet effective control scheme, players can execute various attacks, including combination strikes and magic attacks, triggered by consuming potions. Rideable creatures like fire-breathing dragons add an extra layer of excitement. Tight design and range of attack options make for a satisfying beat-em-up adventure that captures the essence of its arcade origins. Konami's Metamorphic Forces, a vibrant 90s arcade game, brings together goofy charm and vibrant visuals reminiscent of a Saturday morning cartoon. Among Konami's genre attempts, Metamorphic Force shines with its unique concept and enjoyable gameplay. The plot revolves around 4 muscle-bound heroes, each capable of transforming into a powerful beast, tasked with thwarting the evil king's nefarious plans. The characters possess distinct abilities, ranging from werewolf transformations to becoming a bear, panther, or were-bull. Despite the somewhat shallow gameplay, the inclusion of beast transformations adds spectacle and diversity to battles. Though not groundbreaking, Metamorphic Forces stands as a thrilling experience, showcasing Konami's prowess in creating arcade brawlers that captivate players with their fast-paced action and visual spectacle. Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, a sequel to the arcade hit from 1987, builds on the original's success. While still a beat-em-up at its core, the iteration refines the controls for more balanced close-quarter combat, introducing directional attacks for better combo execution. Unlike its predecessor, the NES port of Double Dragon 2 supports 2-player cooperative or competitive play, enhancing the co-op experience. The attention to detail in both scenery and character design, despite the NES's limitations, is commendable. The game retains the original's essence while addressing gameplay issues, offering smoother mechanics, enhanced variety, and improved visuals. Though slightly easy, the game remains enjoyable, making it a must-play for Double Dragon fans and potentially enticing newcomers. In my opinion, this is the best Double Dragon game, and it's one of the few NES games that I can actually consistently get to the last level without using cheat codes. So, I don't know, that's good for me. Violent Storm, a beat-em-up game that came out around 30 years ago, provides a unique take on the genre, with strong similarities to the well-known Final Fight series. Developed by Konami, the game offers a satirical twist on the beat-em-up formula, presenting a post-apocalyptic world reminiscent of Fist of the North Star. Despite its homage to Final Fight, Violent Storm injects a refreshing dose of personality, featuring fast-paced combat, humorous background interactions, and a variety of entertaining enemies. The game maintains a lively and engaging pace, particularly in co-op mode, and offers well-designed characters with distinct playstyles. While the occasional off-screen enemies and limited character roster are minor drawbacks, the game's authentic combat mechanics, comical elements, and overall enjoyable gameplay raise the question of why this gem hasn't received the recognition it deserves over the past 3 decades. Ninja Baseball Batman, a quirky 90s arcade game, offers a unique and zany experience that combines ninja culture with American sports vibes. The storyline follows 4 heroes, each with distinct abilities, as they traverse through various stages to retrieve stolen items and thwart an evil villain's plan. The gameplay features different characters with varying playstyles. It remains engaging and offers depth. The bosses, creatively designed and often random, contribute to the game's fun atmosphere. The combat, although somewhat floaty, maintains a satisfying rhythm and features special moves that enhance diversity in battles. Despite its relatively short playtime, Ninja Baseball Batman stands out among arcade games for its spectacle and overall enjoyment, especially when played with friends. If you're seeking a weird and wonderful gaming experience, this title is a fantastic choice. Panzer Bandit is an underlooked beat-em-up that was only released on the Japanese PlayStation 1, but this is one of the imports where the language barrier isn't going to prevent you from enjoying the game. Set in a Japanese arcade-style environment, the game features combos, power-ups, and multiplayer. The gameplay is solid, involving invading evil forces across various locations, including a flying robot whale. Graphics showcase a cartoony anime style, albeit occasionally pixelated, and the background designs are appealing. The soundtrack, characterized by electric guitar music, is engaging yet a little repetitive, accompanied by Japanese voices and various sound effects. The standout feature is the multiplayer mode, resembling a blend of Smash Bros. And Street Fighter. This is a unique and enjoyable game, basically Sony's answer to Guardian Heroes. This is one of the more unique beat-em-ups of the era, and it's one that's often overlooked, which is a shame because this game is very solid. Any fan of the beat-em-up genre will enjoy it. Night Slashers, while not groundbreaking as a beat-em-up, distinguishes itself through its campy horror ambience, akin to a Castlevania-style beat-em-up set in modern times. Despite its urban backdrop, the game is filled with zombies, werewolves, and vampires, crafting a unique experience reminiscent of classic horror tales. The story revolves around risen dead and predatory monsters preying on the remnants of humanity, countered by 3 occult-informed monster hunters. The gameplay resembles Capcom's Brawlers, with standard combos, aerial attacks, special moves, and grabs, but it introduces novel elements like elemental attacks and embedding enemies into the ground for extra damage. Though enemies are diverse, the standout feature is its horror-themed setting, punctuated by enthusiastic voice acting, intense violence, and a memorable soundtrack. Night Slasher's appeal lies in its unique atmosphere and engaging presentation. SNK, renowned for its one-on-one fighting games, also ventured into beat-em-ups, with Sengoku 3 standing as a notable example. This title improves upon its predecessors by enhancing gameplay mechanics, receiving a visual upgrade, and offering well-crafted music. Following the beat-em-up formula, players navigate through different areas, battling enemies and revealing hidden items within destructible backgrounds. Diverse attack options include weapon strikes, bare fist combos, and special moves, along with projectiles like bombs and throwing stars. Sengoku 3 introduces depth through intricate systems, presenting players with various strategies. The game's smooth controls and balanced difficulty contribute to an engaging experience, while its visuals showcase vibrant colors and detailed character animations, accompanied by fitting music and sound effects. Sengoku 3 offers an enjoyable and substantial addition to the beat-em-up genre. Battle Circuit, a standout arcade side-scrolling beat-em-up by Capcom, supports 1 to 4 players and was released in Europe and Japan in 1997. This game marks one of Capcom's last arcade releases in this genre, following a legacy of acclaimed titles like Final Fight, The Punisher, Captain Commando, and plenty more. Battle Circuit's unique characters and writing create a fun, lighthearted atmosphere as players assume the roles of super-powered space bounty hunters, aiming to rid Neokoba of interstellar criminals. Each character comes with distinct abilities, such as Cyber Blue's electric-based attacks, Captain Silver's morphing abilities, Yellow Iris's whip, Pink Ostrich's aerial prowess, and Alien Green's power. The gameplay includes standard and special attacks, with responsive controls and engaging combat mechanics. The diverse enemy designs and multiple configurations keep encounters fresh, contributing to the game's fast-paced and thrilling feel. Battle Circuit offers variety in setting. From a space station to a disco, upgrades and collectibles add strategic depth, while the music and sound effects enhance the energetic atmosphere. Released as part of the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle in 2018, Battle Circuit continues to showcase its enduring charm and gameplay for modern audiences. Guardian Heroes, released on the Sega Saturn, defies the typical fate of many aging games. In an era where superior games often replace older ones, Guardian Heroes has maintained its playability and charm. This action RPG boasts a unique combination of beat-em-up and RPG elements. The colorful cartoon graphics and animation hold up really well. The game blends beat-em-up gameplay with precise combo mechanics and the ability to block attacks for reduced damage. It also features a distinctive 3-plane combat system. Characters possess spells that can be cast at the expense of magic points, adding depth to the gameplay. Multi-hit combos restore magic, adding strategic layers. The RPG aspect introduces character selection, experience gain, and level progression. The non-linear plot lines, offering 6 endings and numerous ways to achieve them, encourage replayability. The Versus mode, with up to 44 characters and multiple match options, further extends the gameplay. While the game may tax the Sega Saturn hardware, causing occasional slowdown, and some character choices are less viable for Versus matches, Guardian Heroes' enduring gameplay and innovative blend of genres makes it a remarkable title well worth seeking out. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, the 1993 arcade gem, evokes cherished memories of classic gaming experiences, bringing back the thrill of side-scrolling beat-em-up adventures with friends. Rooted in the short-lived cartoon series, this Capcom masterpiece infuses the beat-em-up formula with a unique twist, set in a post-apocalyptic world populated by dinosaurs. With captivating graphics, dynamic sound effects, and a quirky setting that blends cars, guns, and prehistoric creatures, the game's charm endures as players collaborate in groups of up to 3, wielding diverse characters and weapons against the backdrop of a Mad Max-inspired landscape. The story unfolds, pitting protagonists against the menacing Black Marketeers gang. Despite the passage of time, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs remains an exceptional, timeless arcade experience that adeptly marries solid gameplay mechanics, varied characters, and an alluring setting, securing its place among the ranks of classic arcade games. X-Men Arcade, a nostalgic relic from 1992, offers a blast of cooperative enjoyment with friends. While its simplicity, repetition, and comically absurd story might stand out today, the game thrives as a social experience. Players can band together to take down Magneto's army of Sentinels and eccentric foes. The quirky dialogue, repetitive music, and over-the-top character shouts contribute to the amusing atmosphere. Despite its dated production, the game's charm lies in its mindless, cooperative, robot-smashing action. It's a testament to the enduring appeal of the past, and its multiplayer nature guarantees hours of laughter and shared moments, even if some of its elements might seem absurd or dated by today's standards. The original arcade cabinet came in a 4-player version and a 6-player version with 2 screens. If you're able to ever play this with 5 friends on original hardware, it's quite the experience. Combining the joys of early 90s arcades with the beloved Simpsons universe, the Simpsons arcade game by Konami delivers a coin-op masterpiece. It's truly an iconic beat-em-up. The game allows players to team up as the Simpson family to rescue Maggie from Smithers and Mr. Burns. With tight and enjoyable action, the game is considered to be one of the best beat-em-ups of all time. The game's familiar look and soundtrack evoke nostalgia. The Simpsons arcade stands as a delightful trip down memory lane, capturing the essence of arcade fun within the Simpsons universe. This is one of those games where I would see it at Chuck E. Cheese or one of my local pizza arcades. I'd always be drawn to it. If I could ever get a couple friends to join in and play this with me, or just some random kids, it was always a good time. But I never had the skill or the money to complete this game in the arcades. Years later, I was able to play it on free play through emulation, and I've been able to complete it since then. But this is one of those games that just proves that simple gameplay, if done well, is all that matters. This game's still great, it holds up, and The Simpsons in its golden era is still some of the all-time greatest comedy. Final Fight 3 for the SNES is a notable improvement over its predecessor. Set in Metro City, the sequel involves a new gang takeover, featuring the iconic Mayor Mike Hagar and his allies. The introduction of computer-controlled characters as allies, though causing a slowdown in the game's frame rate, adds a fresh dimension. I actually never play it that way because this should be played co-op. It's cool that that's an option, but come on, play it with a real person. The combat system receives an overhaul, introducing dashing and charging mechanics and special abilities, triggered by paying gauges, resulting in a dynamic and strategic beat-em-up experience. Branching paths from breaking background doors enhance replay value. Notably, enemy diversity is increased. This is one of the best beat-em-ups on home consoles, and in my opinion, it's by far the best Final Fight game. Overall, Final Fight 3 presents a superior package compared to its predecessors, with its engaging combat, branching paths, and improved enemy variety. Gladiator: Road of Sword, released in 2001 by IGS stands out as an exceptional brawler in the arcade gaming landscape. This game is a pinnacle of the genre, boasting remarkable character designs, refined mechanics, and a captivating setting inspired by classic Dynasty-era China. The character roster includes distinct archetypes with unique fighting styles and special moves. The combat system introduces a parry mechanic, mid-air special attacks, and the ability to switch between different fighting techniques with a push of a button. The game's innovative scroll mechanic allows characters to collect techniques and switch between them seamlessly, offering diverse gameplay options. The leveling system and juggling combos add further depth to the action. The game's levels feature varied enemy types and architectural styles, enhancing the overall experience. With its blend of intricate mechanics and stylized presentation, Gladiator Road of Sword emerges as a true gem in the beat-em-up genre, deserving recognition among the finest brawlers of all time. I don't know how I never heard of this game until this year, and man, I was blown away. I'm so glad I finally got to try this one. Turtles in Time for SNES stands out as a superior version compared to its arcade counterpart. While lacking the arcade's 4-player capability, the SNES version is considered by many to be the better game. The SNES port, known as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4: Turtles in Time, offers a well-balanced gameplay experience. The storyline involves Krang stealing the Statue of Liberty, prompting the Turtles to embark on a journey to recover it. Gameplay mechanics remain similar, with the Turtles moving in 8 directions and utilizing various moves. Notably, the SNES version introduces new elements, such as bonus rounds and unique boss fights. The game's balance has been improved, making boss battles more manageable and enjoyable. This version of Turtles in Time is more than a simple arcade port. It has been thoughtfully redesigned for home play, enhancing the overall experience and longevity of the game. This exemplifies the skill of developers in adapting arcade games from consoles, ultimately delivering an exceptional game that surpasses its arcade origins. Dungeons & Dragons: Shadow over Mystara, an iconic 90s arcade gem, shines as a pinnacle of the beat-em-up genre. This coin-op classic holds a special place in gaming history, alongside its predecessor Tower of Doom. Taking center stage in the Chronicles of Mystara package, this side-scrolling adventure plunges players into a captivating fantasy realm. Developed by Capcom, it immerses up to 4 players in an action-packed journey through richly detailed 2D environments. The gameplay echoes the beloved Golden Axe formula, but adds a layer of complexity with its RPG-inspired mechanics. Players choose from a diverse set of character classes: fighter, dwarf, elf, thief, and magic user, each offering unique abilities and playstyles. Branching paths and a leveling system amplify the experience. Shadow over Mystara's enduring appeal lies in its vibrant visuals, epic boss battles, and the exhilarating thrill of cooperative combat, as players unite to battle fantastical foes in their quest for glory. Alien vs. Predator, globally released in May 1994, and initially based on a movie script, retains its allure as an original narrative despite the divergence from the eventual movie concept. Comparable to classic Capcom scrolling beat-em-ups, the game features chunky sprites, impactful combat, and a satisfying array of characters and enemies, including 2 predators and xenomorphs, crafting an engaging experience with unique mechanics like long-range attacks and constant shooting. Graphics boast detailed sprites, varied backgrounds, and impressive effects, complemented by xenomorph sound effects and energetic music. The storyline centers around Marines and Predators battling xenomorphs, culminating in a clash with a Weyland-Yutani corporation, and a memorable final involving the Queen. Originally sought after among arcade enthusiasts, Alien vs. Predator remains a stellar example of the beat-em-up genre and a standout licensed game, retaining its appeal even in modern times for its enjoyable mechanics and captivating presentation. River City Ransom stands out as one of the NES era's finest games, and its brilliance has resonated for decades. This exceptional game excels in nearly every aspect, offering a distinctiveness with its genre that remains unmatched. The premise is simple: Alex and Ryan must rescue their kidnapped girlfriends from rival Slick by battling through the city and facing street gangs. Though localization transformed elements from Japan to America, the core theme prevails. With controls akin to Double Dragon, River City Ransom grants grants nimble characters capable of varied maneuvers. Coins dropped by defeated foes fund new moves, while the city's open structure allows for non-linear progression. Unique stat-boosting foods contribute to personalized character growth, lending strategic depth. Its diverse playstyles and potential for various levels of challenge highlight the game's versatility. Overall, River City Ransom is a standout NES beat-em-up, a pinnacle of the era, and a must-have in any NES library. Streets of Rage 2, released for the Sega Mega Drive/Genesis, remains a nostalgic favorite due to its engaging gameplay, diverse characters, and memorable soundtrack. Set a year after its predecessor, the game introduces new characters, Max and Skate, enhancing the quartet's abilities and diversity. Axel's balance, Blaze's agility, Max's power, and Skate's speed provide varied playstyles. The cooperative two-player mode enhances the experience, offering seamless gameplay. The game's iconic soundtrack, blending house, techno, and electronic music, adds to the allure. It's one of my favorite soundtracks in any video game ever. I could listen to this at any time. In my opinion, Streets of Rage 2 is truly the best beat-em-up of all time. From the music, to the solid gameplay, to the character designs and diversity in enemies, I can't think of any game that gets better than this. Sure, you can add some interesting settings or gameplay styles like RPG elements, but when it comes to a beat 'em up, you're just looking for a game that feels good. And Streets of Rage is exactly that. It doesn't need any fancy bells and whistles, it's just a really great old school beat 'em up. I don't think I'm alone in saying it's one of the best beat 'em ups of all time. What are some other retro co-op beat-em-ups that I didn't mention? I know there's plenty of others, but these are the 20 that are my favorite. If you enjoyed this video and other co-op content, consider subscribing, and go ahead and watch this video about the top 20 modern beat-em-ups. Thank you for watching.